Welcome to CompSol.
CompSol. CompSol.
CompSol. Compensation Solutions.
CompSol is a debtors financing house that provides short-term finance or working capital to medical service providers treating injury on duty patients. The medical service providers might be any discipline in the medical fraternity that is involved in treating any injury on duty patients. We've built this company on faith, and we've built this company on integrity.
And it runs as a seam right through the business. CompSol is based in Port Elizabeth. That's where the head office is and the centre of the operations. It is a national company and we're represented right around South Africa.
This is our reception area. This is our canteen, the operations department, relay department. This is the marketing department, logistics department. This is the main man. There is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fritz Lodel.
CompSol, family values, Christian-based, hardworking.
Okay, and I need the face value for the team and the claim lines for the team. Anybody visiting the CompSol offices or having had the opportunity to talk to any CompSol staff will realize that this is not only a business, it's also one big family. It's amazing that a company that has such strict rules and procedures and policies can be so joyous and laughing. How does that contradiction work? I'm not actually quite sure. A major milestone this month. This is the first month in the history of this company where the updated face value for the month got past the 50 million mark. And guess what? There was one person who pressed the button to capture and update the batch that got us over the 50 million mark. And that person is, please come forward, Alta Hayward. En al wat ek kan sê is, lekker man!
There's two aspects to, call it job satisfaction, that we find here. Doing something for the injured workers who most of the time don't have a voice, let alone the means of fighting the compensation fund on their own. And secondly, it's our staff who we hold very dearly.
Hello everybody, I'm sorry I wasn't here last week. I know there were lots of fun and festivities last week and I see you all still smiling.
I see this company is a company of friendship. My name, I'm Sylvia. No. I am a cleaner and have a management site. Fritz is a manager, a shepherd of everybody in this company, like a father.
Because I'm a family person and because of my background sitting on the proverbial pavement after losing my job, I realized how important it is to ensure that the people working for you need to be seen firstly as a mother or a father, as a husband or a wife, as a son or a daughter belonging to a family. And if one can make sure that that unity and that relationship is intact and that relationship gets put first, and people look after their families first, then the loyalty and how they will treat their job or their employment will follow automatically from there.
I know it might sound like a cliche, but our staff is our most valued asset, and for that reason it's important to us that we make sure that they're happy.
I think CompSol has established or cultivated a culture of assisting its people, supporting its people, encouraging its people, so the people that work here are happy, they are content, they are satisfied for what they're doing because of who CompSol are.
My name is Melissa Moodley and I'm the receptionist at CompSol. When I think about CompSol, I think about a new beginning for me and my family and my life. We're all broken to some degree or some point. Everybody's here at the right season of their lives.
HR, we find that that's one area in our business where we spend a lot of time dealing with staff issues and also making sure that our staff, are happy and comfortable.
CompSol is very different from other companies where I've personally worked, in the sense that it is like a large community. We help each other. We try and assist anyone that we hear is going through a difficult time, not just on a financial level, but on an emotional level.
I'm counselling over a variety, a broad spectrum of distresses and concerns in individuals and in their lives. I want to help those people that's bruised, people that's hurt, people that's suffering, people that encounter daily problems in their families.
I still remember last year, the 6th of November, when I got to the hospital. It was a cousin of mine, and she had full-blown AIDS, and I had to take on the boy, and I was like, how am I going to take care of Matthew, because I don't have money, I can't afford Matthew. He was 1 day old, and that night when I took Matthew from the hospital, there was no clothes, nothing. That night when I had to wrap in my clothes, there was no nappies, nothing. The ministry fund took care of Matthew for plus minus 6 months. They bought nappies for him, they bought milk for him. He's 1 year old now, he's a healthy boy. And I took him for tests for HIV and so on. He tested negative. He's a healthy big boy now, can walk.
The CompSol ministry is there to assist staff.
We have donated 5% of our share capital to the ministry funds. We use that to assist people who have dug themselves into a financial hole. We also help them to purchase electricity, food to eat. There are people, in spite of them earning a salary, that look after so many relatives or people that depend on them that they just can't make ends meet. We assist with that. We assist with medical bills. We assist with repairs of their vehicles so they can get to work.
And then we also have a welfare cupboard where we help people with immediate needs, such as food parcels and for the day, or a bread and milk ministry when it's needed. CompSol is based on Christian principles and values and morals, but I do counsel people from all ethnicity groups and religious convictions.
Christ by highest heaven adore, Christ the everlasting Lord.
I also organize a church service on a weekly basis.
Lord, we just want to come this morning and we want to glorify your name. We just want to praise you this morning. Every testimony that's going to go out, the word that's going to go out, you be glorified in that.
This morning I want to tell you about a gift that never grows old. It's the gift that I accepted at the age of 5 years old. It's the same gift of love that has carried me through, that has turned me away from taking my son's life and mine to spite people.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for this wonderful company. Thank you so much for all the things you're doing for each and every one of us. We really, really appreciate everything. Thank you so much.
I was fired from my previous employ in 1997, in January of 1997. I was married with 3 children, a house bond and a vehicle payments like most people have at that stage. I was 40 years young, and at that point it was a disaster in my life, not knowing where tomorrow's meal is going to come from, having to fend and look after my family. It was very, very traumatic. It also made me realize how precious it is to have a job, how precious it is to understand what your staff go through when they fear for employment or no bonus or no income tomorrow. And it makes one very conscious of treating them with the utmost respect and to make sure that they are not working in fear, but that they can actually enjoy what they're doing with the assurance that there will be a tomorrow.
I think Fritz is the example for us, because he has hit rock bottom and look where he's coming to, and he teaches us that. He gives a message out of his life. If he can do it, we can do it.
Many of our service providers are almost exclusively treating injury on duty patients. If CompSol was removed out of that equation, their cash flow would simply dry up. They won't have money to pay for salaries, they won't have money to pay for rent and their telephones, let alone any profit left over to take home to sustain their families. We've got many a letter on our staircase here where that is specifically mentioned by our service providers. If it wasn't for CompSol, I would not see any IOD cases. If it wasn't for CompSol, our company would go out of business.
There's no words to describe how grateful I am to CompSol. There's no words. There's just no words. They didn't have to. They didn't have to, but they did.
I've worked really for many companies. If they give you money, they will take it off your salary. They do something for you, they will take it off your salary, but not CompSol.
We appreciate what Trevor and Fritz and all the management are doing for us, and that they are vessels for God giving us their message.
I thank God in Mr. Ludwig for what he's doing in the people. And I believe that God is going to bless him. God has already blessed him.
The staff are so at ease being at work. They are so loyal being at work, not because there's a big stick, not because there's a threat of disciplinary action or you'll lose your job, but because they want to be here.
And of the many reasons for wanting to come to work, high up on the list is the satisfaction that they get in working for an organization that acknowledges who they are, that cares for them, and understands their worth.